Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of Yoga and Buddhism. Today is June the 25th, 2019. It's Tuesday also. Tuesday, June the 25th, 2019. And I'm just going to continue giving these lectures on my discovery of a very profound wisdom collection with the Grandmaster, wisdom collection from the Grandmaster Singyung. For those who are not very familiar with Buddhism, Master Singyung, Venerable Master Singyung, is one of the greatest Buddhist personalities in the world today, just like the Dalai Lama. And the great Master Singyung, he established the Four Guangsheng. Four Guangsheng is the largest Buddhist foundation in the world today. Four Guangsheng also is very historic because Four Guangsheng brought Buddhism to Africa through the Nanhua Foundation which it established in Bronkhorstpoort, Johannesburg, South Africa. And of course the African Buddhist Seminary, which is currently really enlightening, instructing and educating many Africans in that region, particularly regarding the teachings of Buddhism and the philosophy of Buddhism. So I'm going to proceed with some of the wisdom collections I found in the works of the great Master Singyung. In order to gain any achievement in society, people need various qualities. For instance, superior knowledge, expansive ambition, a broad mind, and tolerance are the greatest assets for the difficult path of life. Among them, tolerance is a cultivation that we particularly cannot afford to neglect. Tolerance is not retreating, it is applying a balanced mind in equanimity when faced with the unfair situations in the world. The way to tolerance is defined as follows: hold our tongue, and trouble will find no place to grow. According to a proverb, a restless sky brings rain, a restless person brings trouble. When people are angry, they easily lose their reason and get into trouble. How do we refrain from getting angry? Besides being reasonable, we have to exercise patience and tolerance. Tolerance begins with our mouth and progresses to our countenance and finally our heart. It can also generate internal strength. With strength, we will not be bogged down by worries or negative thoughts, and we will not become angry. When we can swallow our anger, the winds and waves will remain calm. On the other hand, lack of patience in small matters spoils great undertakings. Consequently, there will be peace if we can tolerate others. 2. Spare others and do not argue with them. If we forgive others when we are right, we are magnanimous. Magnanimity broadens the road. When we are unreasonable and hurt others, we are overbearing. Being overbearing narrows our path. Some people enjoy arguing with others, even over a sentence, and often pursue a point relentlessly when they feel they are right. In reality, it is better to leave some room for others to save face. This will make it easier for one another when there is the chance to meet again in the future. Even though the other person may have wronged us in different ways, if we forgive him or her and let it go, maybe someday that person will help us in return. Therefore, in forgiving others, we are actually giving space to ourselves. We should never fight with others just to win, because winning an argument does not necessarily mean we are superior. 3, I hope you guys are taking some notes. Being patient for a moment, and the fire will turn into a lotus pond. Be patient. Be patient for a moment, and the fire pit will turn into a lotus pond. Mountains are steep and oceans are rough. Most things in life are a disappointment. So if we want to succeed in our career, we cannot always expect smooth sailing. Without a chilling cold, how can the plum blossoms perfume the air? With a sweltering heat wave, even the centers of the flowers in the lotus pond are fragrant. Only those people who can withstand setbacks and persevere to the end can succeed. Like lotus flowers, the more intense the heat, the more fragrantly they bloom. Therefore, in life, we must be able to endure. We must be able to endure the cold ice and snow in winter, as well as the heat and sweat of summer. Take a step back, and the path of cultivation in the world will open. Farmers planting the rice seedlings must move backwards step by step in order to complete their job. In our cultivation and work in this world, we also need to appreciate the philosophy of taking a step back. Moving forward is not always as beneficial as stepping backwards. Sometimes, when we retreat one step, the sky and ocean will become open and wide. If we take a step back, we can turn around and see the other shore. We must know how to turn around and not wait till we hit the wall and regret it when we bruise our face. Such is the path of cultivation in our world. Now we're going to proceed to the summary, folks. I hope you guys did what we normally do. This is an Institute of Advanced Studies, so I assume that our students are advanced, and you know what that means. You should be able to take and keep concise notes. So in summary, which is a normal tradition handed down by the Buddha, and many great scholars always have this beautiful discipline of, summarizing, highlighting, being able to pick the points, hit the nail on the head, know exactly what the point is that is being made here. Master Singyung upholds this great, brilliant tradition, and he summarizes his lesson here in a small paragraph, which I'm going to read next. We all experience both smooth sailing and setbacks in life. When we are doing well, we should treasure the moment, but not lose our focus. In facing life's inevitable setbacks, we need to be patient. When we are patient, we will be able to get through anything. Therefore, if we have ideals and want to create our future, we must learn to tolerate others before we can reach our goals. Folks, this is a summary. Right there you can see the picture of what we've discussed for the past 9 minutes. Now, when you proceed to meditation, which you do on your own, in your room, in your study, in your private library, you'll be able to reflect more and meditate more upon the key points. That's why I always insist that students should try to highlight the key points. These points will go with you, and then you can develop on them and grow. Namo Amitofo.